You know, often fishermen overlook spots like this. This is in a little town park here. You can see there's a little fountain in the middle of the pond, and look at the size of this big old bluegill that came out of this little pond, and a worm and a bobber and a cane pole. So don't overlook these spots. These spots can be very productive. You gotta wait a minute. They're a little noisy. Hang on. All right, they're flying low. I think you can hear me now. I wanted to show everybody this small wall tent. Now, this isn't just any wall tent. This wall tent was made by a good friend of mine. You've heard me talk about him in the past in different videos. His name was Richard Zawacki, and his friends called him Dick. And Dick could make just about anything, and he made this wall tent. He sewed it himself. He cut it all out himself. He made it. It's a great size for one person. It's one of the few wall tents that I've ever seen that one guy can set up. And I'm just going to show everybody a quick look at it. I'm camping out tonight in it, so come on, let's check it out. It's got a door on both ends, and it's just big enough to fit a cot in there. You could squeeze maybe two cots in there. Here's the other side of it here. The door's all tie shut. I guess you're not going to be able to see too much inside here, but it has a sod cloth down on the bottom to fill in any gaps, any irregular gaps, should you be camped in an area that the ground isn't real flat. On each door it has ties on both the exterior and the interior, so you can tie it nice and tight. The doors have ties on them that you can open them up for some ventilation. So there you have it. Dick's little homemade wall tent. Here's a fun project with the days getting shorter, the nights getting longer. It's nice to have some candles around, and it's real easy to make them yourself, real easy. You only need a few things. In this case, I'm using beeswax. I got a block of it here, and you would break this up with something like maybe a hatchet or a saw or something into smaller pieces, whatever's going to fit inside your container that you're going to melt that with. What I would suggest you do is some sort of double boil container, double boiler for safety, because you got to remember this wax is flammable. So you would maybe fill up a container with some water and then put a smaller container with your wax inside that. That way you don't have to worry about it getting too hot and bursting into flames. And the last thing you need is some wicking material. And depending on how long your single candle is going to be, you're going to want to double that length and then maybe add an inch or two to that. So let's say we're going to make a couple of 6-inch candles. So maybe we cut off 13, 14 inches off candle wicking. And that's a real simple process. You take that wicking material. Once your wax has melted, you dip it down in there, you pull it out, and you wait for that to dry and harden a little. And you just keep repeating the process until you get the thickness of the candle that you want. I leave them attached because it's a nice way of hanging them up. When you go to use them, of course, just cut them apart. You can, as you're dipping them, if they get a little crooked or something, as long as they're still warm, you can kind of straighten them up or maybe roll them on a table a little bit, whatever. But in my way of thinking, they don't have to be perfect. I actually kind of like them with a little bit of character to them. So there's a project to work on in your spare time, if you got any. The other thing, I got to warn anybody that if you are allergic to bees, when you start melting this wax, it's not unusual, especially this time of year, to attract some honeybees. They come, they're relatively docile, and they must like the aroma of it or whatever. So be careful around the fire and all. What's for breakfast? Raisin tarts, hot, fresh out of the oven, with a nice cold glass of orange juice. What's for lunch? Well, not what I had hoped for. I had hoped that we could get some game and cook it up for lunch. Maybe a couple squirrels or a rabbit or a grouse. But no such luck today, so it's a good thing I packed along a little snack of some chocolate chip cookies. You want one? What's for dinner? Well, originally I had planned on some beautiful cheeseburgers on the grill, but I got busy goofing around making these videos, and it's too late now, so I'm just gonna have myself bologna and cheese sandwich here with a little ketchup on there. So, bon appetit! The first trail camera picture of this week is this buck here. I don't think he could have got any closer to the trail camera than he did. The next trail camera picture of the week is of a coyote. You gotta look close. He's only in the clip for just a second or so. Thanks for watching. Keep on trucking, and we'll see you in the next video.